Today marks the 71st celebration of World Maritime Day, the 29th time that it's been held in Sydney. The theme for World Maritime Day is empowering women in the maritime community. An industry which is male-dominated robs the maritime community of a huge talent pool if it fails to properly engage and empower women in the workplace. There cannot be true equality until not just steps, but significant leaps are made to give further opportunity to women, allowing them to develop ongoing and sustainable careers in the maritime industry. This means providing opportunity for women to access ships as their rightful workplace and being the recipient of dignified and secure jobs that provide proper living conditions for seafarers, proper living wages for seafarers, and dignity. It also means governments and shipping companies supporting the industry as an intrinsically important part of the international trade and requiring the shipping operators to stop the exploitation of seafarers. It should never, ever be an acceptable outcome for the Australian government to require seafarers of Australia's merchant navy, both women and men, to compete in a shipping industry that is beset with tax avoidance, corporate greed, that exploits foreign seafarers who can work on wages lower than $2 per hour. Allowing this ongoing exploitation is criminal. It is inhumane and simply not fitting of an industry that has done so much to support Australia. So as we celebrate World Maritime Day, in our ongoing tradition, in the presence of MUA members, our veterans, our guests, we ask our friends to celebrate and honour the contribution of seafarers by laying wreaths at the Vernon anchors. And in this point, we'll call for the wreaths to be laid. The first wreath will be laid by seafarer and wharfie Jeff Carroll. And it's in recognition of all seafarers. The dedication on the wreath is in the memory of all seafarers who have served in the Australian Merchant Navy in both times of war and peace, who have spent a lifetime of dedication to the betterment and expansion of the industry, providing dignified employment for seafarers. At a time when the world is beset by conflict and crisis, it's easy to forget that day in and day out, the international shipping industry works lightly and efficiently to keep the wheels of global trade in motion and ensure the timely delivery of goods and commodities. On World Maritime Day, let's recall the often unheralded but always vital contribution by the international shipping to people and communities all over the world. Our second wreath will be laid by John Graham, retired seafarer, Lake Illawarra. It is dedicated in memory of the 7 crew members who died when the vessel of the Lake Illawarra hit the Derwent River Bridge in Hobart, Tasmania on the 5th of January 1975. This was in addition to 5 other people who were killed after their cars plummeted into the river when the bridge span collapsed. There's a plaque on the Derwent River. It says, in memory of those who died, in recognition of those who are affected, and in acknowledgement of those who are assisted. The third wreath will be laid by Sydney Wharf and Kim Brunswick. Modern Australia is for the born of Garrett. Modern Australia was born from the sea and survives from the sea. For the sea is our commercial highway to the world, and basically enables our land to prosper ever on. But when modern war flows to the seas, the article structure worked on the ships improves to reach horrific proportions of death and destruction. Dedicated to the memory of the merchant seafarers and Portlands, waterside workers, naval personnel, and the crew of the USS Garrett, lost in the havoc of the great devastating air raid on the Darwin in February 1942, when the horrors of war were first inflicted on the Australian continent, and Darwin Harbour became the ship's graveyard. The ships lay there with their hearts torn bare, but the sea did guard them well, for it marks the place, the last resting place, the place where Goodwin fell. Next wreath will be laid by Billy Cochran. This wreath is dedicated to the memory of 21 seamen who lost their lives when the vessel MV Noongar went down off Smoky Cape, New South Wales on 25 August 1969, whilst delivering their cargo of steel. On 25 August of this year, 50 years on, the MUA, the local community of South West Watch, performed a memorial service for the 21 sailors of the MV Noongar who perished when their vessel sank off a smoking cone. The 5 sailors who survived the Noongar tragedy, all but one of them is alive today. And that's our friend who just laid in the river. At this very moment, to the lost Noongar crew is the sole living survivor, able seaman Billy Cochran. Dedication in itself, now 50 years on from the Noongar tragedy, Billy willingly volunteers all of his time to marine rescue as a crew member aboard down the south coast of New South Wales in the pursuit of saving lives at sea. Billy, thank you for joining us today. Just to read the quote from E.V. Elliott, former Federal Secretary of the Seamen's Union of Australia at the time. Tragedy struck starkly into the homes of our seagoing community on August 25 with the loss of the Noongar. We pay homage nationwide in port and sea to our lost comrades. We pledge ourselves to help independence. We pledge ourselves to further safeguard all men who go to sea. The fifth wreath will be laid by retired Sydney seafarer and caterer George Robotham. And it's a dedication to the crew of the MV Centaur. It's dedicated to the memory of Australia's worst maritime disaster when the hospital ship MV Centaur was torpedoed and sunk near Brisbane in 1943. Its cruel fate took to their deaths the very people dedicated to the easing of the suffering of humanity. Terrible numbers of lost doctors, nurses, orderlies, and the great number of the crew, the deck engineering officers, the seamen, the cruisers, the cooks and the stewards, is a terrible indictment of the madness of war. Its terrible carnage of life and indescribable destruction of humankind's finest creations, and the savaging of our planet's infinite resources. I'm not only a pacifist, but a militant pacifist. I'm willing to fight for peace. Nothing will end war unless the people themselves refuse to go to war. The sixth wreath will be laid by the NUA National Veterans President, Fred Krause, for the ships of shame. And this wreath is dedicated to all those who go down to the sea in ships. Ships that should never go to sea at all. So great the homeland poverty of so many of the world's seafarers, that family survived the dreams to sail in shattered and seaworthy ships that only the most ruthless ship owners would continue to use and train. The hundreds of seafarers that are lost each year to the sea and ships of shame are merely scenes of collateral damage. To owners devoid of human conscience, the only application of rigid international safety laws will ever bring true safety to the seagoing industry. The corporations cannot commit treason, nor can they be outlawed, nor excommunicated, for they have no souls. The last wreath will be laid by Sydney Branch Secretary Paul McAnee. And it's to the horror of the ships of the Great Atlantic convoys, dedicated to the men who sailed the horror ships in those great convoys. To have done so was to put human movements under such tension that it was forever close to great mystery. Tankers full of high octane petrol, ammunition ships down to their marks with thousands of tons of weapons. Iron ore and lead carriers so stressed by concentrated labour that their keels would snap and detonate within seconds from a torpedo hit. We're all terrifying voyages to have sailed. And to this truly hazardous life, seafarers continually return to the sea. For when a seaman went to war, they went to work. War's cruel memories made seafarers dedicated peace activists. There was never a good war, nor a bad peace. And in honour of the memory, the service and the sacrifice of all those who have lost their lives in support of the maritime industry and recognition of the wreaths, I invite everyone again to rise in their place for a minute's silence.
Thank you.
And thank you for being part of the ceremony today for World Maritime Day. Before we move on, I do want to pass on a thank you. Gina McKenzie and Melissa May every year did work tirelessly to put this day together, and I ask everyone join me just saying thank you. Also, I want to recognise one of our newest MUA veterans, Joe Dukin, who again has worked tirelessly for today. Joe, thanks for your hard-going work and support of World Maritime Day, and I ask you to thank you too. So with the formalities over today, we usually go into the Maritime Museum. That's closed for renovations, and I understand Dr. Steve says it'll be bigger and better next year with great facilities.